Hey all, so this is Seb. In Monster Hunter now, there's a Diablos Invasion event running until the midnight on the 24th. Diablos will basically be running rampant in all the desert regions as long as they're over Hunter rank and level. Diablos is basically a massively horned monster with a forked tail. It likes charging at the hunter and it likes burrowing underneath your feet and attacking you by surprise. The worst thing is that it hits really, really hard. So if your armor isn't upgraded enough, you might actually be one hit KO from any of its attacks. I've actually fought this monster once or twice in the game, and I want to take this opportunity to give you guys my early thoughts on the monster and its weapon sets. Diablos is found in the desert region with three main weaknesses, being ice, dragon, and paralysis. Unless you've already been using a paralysis weapon, I wouldn't recommend you making a new weapon just for the fight and use the one you're comfortable with and leveling up with for the fight instead. The four main breakable parts are the back, the horns, and the tail. Uh, Based on the information, we can see that the main strategy would be sneaking around to the back and hitting its tail repeatedly instead of fighting it head on. At 5 stars, there are five monster drops we're looking for, with two rarity ones, one level 2, one level 3, and level 4. All are needed for the Diablos armor set and weapon. Starting with the Diablos weapon set, there is a Diablos sledge or hammer, which unlocks at grade 5. The spinning bludgeon special attack is level 1 at unlock, and we'll get heroics when we upgrade the weapon all the way up to grade 8. Heroic increases your attack power from 10% all the way to 50% when your health drops below 29%. We'll need 3 of the materials from Diablos to create this weapon, the Fang, the Ridge, the Prime Shell, and the generic Monster Bone M's in total. Next is the Diablos Bow, which, like the hammer, unlocks at grade 5. There are 2 different charge shots, Spread and Rapid. There's no coding type on it, and Dragon Piercer unlocks level 1 at grade 5. We also get heroics at grade 8 as well for this weapon. The crafting materials are the same for the bow, with 6 fangs, 2 ridges, 2 prime shells, and 10 monster bone M's. Next is the Diablos Armor Set. They're all crafted at grade 5, and all the materials we need to create each piece are common across each piece. We need 4 Diablos shells, 2 Diablos ridges, 2 Diablos prime shells, and 7 monster bone M's. For Diablos helm, we get heroics at level 1 by default. For the Diablos mail, we get Slugger by default and heroics at grade 6. Slugger complements the Diablo Sledge quite ideally, increasing the stunning power from 10% all the way up to 30%. Next is the Diablos Van Braces. We get heroics at level 2 by default and Part Breaker at grade 6. Personally, I really prefer Part Breaker in Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter World, especially when we target farm a specific part of the monster on repeat. For the Diablo's Coil, we get Heartbreaker by default at level 1 and Offensive Guard level 1 at grade 6. I actually don't have much experience using Offensive Guard. I never really run any weapons with a shield or any guard, even back in the old games. But based on the description, I would assume that you need a almost frame perfect guard to increase your attack power, ranging from 10% to 40% for 10 seconds. And lastly, we have the Diablo's Greaves. We get Slugger level 2 by default and Partbreaker level 1 at grade 6. So overall, I would say that the Diablo's armor set really, really encourages us to use the Diablo Sledge as a weapon of choice or any other hammer that you would prefer. One more edit note. In addition to the armor set and weapon set complementing a full hammer build, I would say that the build also encourages us to play with high risk, high rewards, lowering our health below 29% to get the 50% boost from heroics. Um, this style will basically require you to dodge every attack after manually lowering it below 29%. And the second issue I see with this build is the condition of 30% health requirement to even fight the next monster. So you'll be actually be stopping yourself from chaining joint hunts or chaining different large monsters on the world map. And lastly, a fight with Diablos with no commentary. So enjoy.